This is my review of the vintage modified Squire classic vibe style Squire guitar. The vintage modified range is similar to the classic vibe range. Chinese made the classic vibe range. This particular range is Indonesian made. Very similar to the classic vibe. There's altogether I think 5 series of Squire guitars, all made in Southeast Asia. This particular model is made at the Court factory in Indonesia. Dimensions are slightly different to the Squire Classic Vibe Chinese made. Slightly bigger, similar gloss neck, similar old style tuners, similar in the sense that it's in the style of a vintage Strat. I bought this particular model because it was white with the big Hendrix style headstock. The Classic Vibe range hasn't got a white Strat with a big headstock. I think there's an Olympic white, but not blonde with a rosewood fretboard in this style, which is very similar to what Hendrix used in the late 60s. So that was what I was after, so I went down a series. These are currently about £150 cheaper than the Classic Vibe range. New, they retail for about £260, £270. Classic Vibe retailing for currently £400, £420. You can get these under £200 new, second hand. That's what I'd advise people to do. Buy these second hand, you get a really good deal. They're an excellent guitar. Duncan design pickups, which I think are better than the made in Mexico Fenders at the moment, which are ceramic, mainly ceramic. The standard series anyway. I'd put these in the same league as made in Mexico standard series, but they're 30% cheaper new, and as I say, you can pick them up second hand for under £200, so it's really where the deals are. In terms of Squire guitars, you'll see quite a few reviews on the internet, on YouTube. What most people seem to agree is this range, the vintage modified range, and the Classic Vibe Chinese range are the best to go for. They do a range called Standard Series, which I think are also made in Indonesia. Different wood though, different body wood to these. These are made of basswood. I think agathis is the wood that the Standard Series use. This Classic Vibe series I think use mainly alder and pine. Yeah, great finishing. Got the aged neck, glossed aged neck. I think these necks are slightly thicker than the Classic Vibe necks, but excellent fit and finish. Excellent pickups. Let's say Duncan designed these ones. Classic Vibe use Alnicos, but both are excellent pickups. So yeah, certainly if you've not got enough for a Classic Vibe, I'd buy a vintage modified, a heartbeat. You know, they're up there. The standard series are not bad, but the Affinity, the Bullet, and the Squires that come in the packs, I think SE or HE, are probably ones to avoid. You know, they're not too good. But vintage modified and Classic Vibe definitely well worth looking at, because, as I say, in my opinion, I think they're as good as Mexican made Fenders. You just pay the extra for the Fender name, and of course, being made in Mexico, these are jobbed out to factories in China. This particular model, the vintage modified series, to factories in Indonesia. So straight away they're going to be cheaper because the labour costs are a lot less. I don't think the materials are a great deal less quality, if at all, than Mexican made Fenders. Fit and finishes there. Factories that produce these have got the same skills as the Mexicans, and they've got the same machines as the Mexicans. Just lower labour rates help produce a cheaper guitar, and of course branding. you'll pay for Fender. If you want a Fender on that headstock, you'll pay for it. The Squire, just as good quality in my opinion, but brand is the franchise brand, and yeah, it's a cheaper guitar, but now that they're producing Squires with really good pickups, you know, there's really not a lot in it except the price. There you go. Nice guitar. Hope you like my review.